That's a bit better. All right, so today, not too much, but it is, I guess, quantity of sets, a few more. I've got, what, six? Um, Animal Crossing there, Mario, then a bunch of superheroes, mechs, and the 4 plus Batman set. Um, yeah, probably gonna get into this Mario Kart one first, which, of course, I guess is sort of somewhat topical considering that you have um, the new Mario Kart game recently announced. Alright, it says it's live. Does it look live? It certainly does. Alright, so this one is just called Yoshi Bike. I don't know why it's not Yoshi's Bike, it's just Yoshi Bike. Just a bit of an odd name. Like, if you look at this Batman one, this one's not as bad as some of the others that are like Batman's Batmobile versus something else, and they have the name Batman in there 20 times, whereas this one feels like it's too short. Very cool box art, like the Mario Kart logos throughout it. But yeah, one of multiple Mario Kart themed sets from January of this year. And yeah, you get the blue Yoshi or teal colored Yoshi. I don't know exactly which Yoshi it's considered. But put this one for there for now. And that's a lot of bags for a 133 piece set, which is going to be the biggest one of today, but it looks like it's starting off with the Yoshi, which I don't believe I built a Yoshi yet. This is certainly, they're doing it more and more. They're really doing it more and more when it comes to the virtual instruction manuals. Now, this theme sort of makes sense to advertise it a bit more, considering that it relies so much on it when it comes to actually being able to play with the interactive Mario. But like the virtual instructions get 2 pages versus the physical one getting 1, so advertised. So yeah, that's a little thing. You don't have any stickers in this set. I don't really think there's that many stickers in this theme from what I can remember. It's been a little bit since I built one of these. Built a Mario set. Yeah, really, it's been, wow, no, these are cool. These, the question mark blocks on these opalescent blue pieces with the printed question mark, those are some nice pieces. Those are very cool. You've got your little scannable thing. I don't think maybe Yoshi is. I don't know for certain, but yeah, it seems like there's prints in this one. You're going to get a few traffic cones to sort of build out a bit of a track layout, but I quite like, from what I've seen from these Mario Kart Mario sets, I think they're the most interesting Mario sets that I've seen in a few years of the theme. Yeah, it's interesting, but you get 2 red ones here and 2 blue ones. And then I'll be getting into the Yoshi. Oh, it looks like you have... Now, I don't know if these are new tire pieces or not, but these are nice slick tires. I don't know why we couldn't get those in, like, Formula 1 sets. That would have been sort of... Especially the city ones, I was sort of disappointed by that with them. As good as those small city Formula 1 sets are, that was definitely a little bit disappointing. Alright. So I should maybe switch it up. Have have the red ones on one side, and there it is. Alright. Very tight corner into the with these things. But yeah, I don't think I've built a Yoshi character. I don't have my Mario Lego sets anymore, or at least like my interactive Mario. I bought it the day it came out. Enjoyed it for a little bit, but you know, it really wasn't my thing. and I haven't really bought a ton of it since then, except for like the mystery bags and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really that. With the Mario theme, so I ended up just giving my Lego Mario to my nephews, and they've been, I think they enjoyed it. But yeah, I like the little characters like this Yoshi. I do still have a few of those, and I also have my Bowser's Castle. Still, that's like the one full set I still have, and then a few additional characters, which I don't know. I feel like it's been a while since they released one of those blind bag packs. But this Yoshi is really small. I don't know why in my head I thought it was gonna be a bit bigger. But one thing about this one that is sort of nice is that you actually get the driver for the car, unlike most of the other sets from the Wave, where they rely on the Mario, Luigi, Peach. I believe those are the only three interactive characters at this point. You require them to actually drive the thing. But yeah, I don't entirely remember every set that was released for this, but I've seen a few in stores now, and I think I will pick up a few. I enjoy the game, and thought this one was pretty fun. Nice small set. You get another print for the nostrils of Yoshi. But yeah, this is it, I think, for Yoshi. Which part? Assuming it's there. That's a cool little one. That's quite cool. I like the little Yoshi. I really like the back of it. The shell is quite. It's well done. I like how it's built. If it'll ever stand up. And now it's on to Yoshi's motorcycle, which also has a few printed parts. So that's one thing about this theme that is quite nice, I guess, is the fact of having prints. But I'll probably wait till the next couple themes to get into them. But there's some new sets revealed today that I can, I guess, go over. There's the new French restaurant facade that they seem to be releasing. I'm assuming a whole subline of sets specific to geographical restaurants, and it's very nice. I quite like it. I'm not entirely sure on the price of the thing yet, but it's a cool thing, and I guess being an architect in that field, it's something that I saw and was like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's for sure something I wouldn't mind buying when it likely goes or inevitably does go on sale, because at this point every single Lego set seems to go on sale. So that's that one, as cool as it is, will be one I'm waiting for. One I'm not entirely sure if I want to wait for and might just get it right away because it looks pretty cool is the new AT-AT driver helmet, which it's a nice one. It's a very nice one. I forget if there was even any helmets last year. I don't think there was. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But the new AT-AT driver helmet is definitely one that I think is pretty cool. Alright, you get a couple of these little egg prints. Oh, okay, about 10 minutes in. So I guess the stream. Oh, you do get another scannable thing for the bike itself. So I'm assuming the question mark block scannable thing is across multiple sets from the Wave, but I'm assuming that considering that it has its own little Yoshi bike print on this QR code, that it is exclusive to this set, which I don't know if people collect Lego Mario code scanning things, but I guess that might be an exclusive aspect of this one. But one thing that's quite exciting, I think, about these ones is these. You got your banana, red shell, and a green shell. I don't know if there's any others across other sets. Like, I don't know if like the biggest set of the wave has like a blue shell or something like that. But I might have to look at these because they definitely seem interesting. Yeah, I like the cars a lot that are across this theme, but it also sort of requires me to buy some of the characters that I don't really want to go and buy a starter kit. I'd rather just buy, like, I don't know, there's that Bowser one that came out last year that was sort of almost, looking back at it, feels like a bit of a test run, even though, of course, these would have been done at that point, but I don't know. It's, it was interesting that one came out first, which feels very connected to these. But I like what I've seen from the images of a lot of these Mario sets, but I'd have to look at them a bit more in detail and actually see like what the price on some of them are. I think they had like, I feel like these were revealed months and months ago, so at this point I don't entirely remember what came out January and what it might have came out a few months ago, even though I think these are the first ones, but who knows. But you get a few more prints here. I think this is sort of the Yoshi head on this bike, which is intriguing. But I don't know what's going to be next. I think I'm going to go with that Batmobile as the one for the next set of the bunch. Hello. Oh, that's all right. I honestly was almost late to the thing, but somehow I found it felt like time just stopped, and I was able to get all the stuff I needed to done before 3. So I actually started the thing at 3, as surprised as I was that actually happened. But just finishing this Yoshi, it's just called Yoshi Bike, which is certainly, in all the Lego sets that have names that have way too many names in their title, this one is just called Yoshi Bike, which is certainly an interesting one. Alright. I don't entirely know what these little green flaps are supposed to be. They look like arms, but it's interesting. Alright, I really like these tires. I kind of wish these got put into some of the Formula 1 sets. I did. Looks good. Looks very good. I think I don't know if that's like a purchase I'd like to make like day one, because I'm assuming that's March 1st. But it's a cool one. I have all the helmets up till now, so it's certainly a one that I'd like to get. It looks very good. Yeah, it's probably one of the best looking ones that I've seen. I'm excited for that for the Kylo Ren one later in the year, whenever that comes out. I don't entirely remember when that was rumored to be. Now that's interesting. They finished. Oh no, never mind. I think they. No, okay, this is interesting. So these tires have these sort of Yoshi shell or Yoshi egg rims to them. They only give you 2 of them, so it's only sort of finished on one side of the bike, and the other side of the bike has no rims. Interesting choice, but yeah. Yeah, I quite like it. I think that one was like rumored maybe like a year or 2 ago, and then it just never came out. But yeah, it looks very, very nice. All right, that is the little Yoshi bike. How's Yoshi supposed to sit on this thing? There's a lot of studs. Oh, okay. There's a lot of pages of extra things. Okay. All right. That's kind of cool. I like it. I think I did see it. I've been terrible at seeing comments and just not answering to them lately. But yeah, Nosferatu, the new one, I really enjoyed that. Definitely one of my favorites of the year, or of last year. Um, and yeah, I enjoyed that original one as well. All right, so there's 6 sets a part of this Mario Kart Wave. Cool. Yeah, it's I enjoyed it. It was definitely, I enjoy Robert Eager's films. Is that the Blu-ray or the 4K one or the DVD one next month? I should probably order one because I have, at this point, I think I have all my like top 10 from last year on Blu-ray or DVD, so I'd like to get that one considering I did enjoy it. Alright, this one I'm gonna go with the next one, which is Batman and Batmobile versus Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I should look at that one. I definitely wouldn't mind getting it. I really enjoy getting the Criterion Collection Blu-rays and DVDs, so I was looking at a few of those lately of some films I wouldn't mind getting for that, so those are sort of my favorites to get. They're a bit more expensive, but they're pretty cool. All right, like oh my goodness, it's a 4+ set. This is going to be a tiring build where I've got to build every step with. Okay, I thought these had some new tire pieces, but yeah, Alright, the reason I bought this set is for this first minifigure, Mr. Freeze. I quite like Mr. Freeze and want pretty much every version of him. Oh yeah. I could probably flip it the other way. Ooh, I feel like because I haven't gotten the animated series Batmobile. I haven't seen this newer domed piece. It's an interesting one. I don't know if I like it as much as like the Batman movie or the Lego Batman movie one that had the armor piece with it. There's like 10 pieces here, and there's like 20 pages or 50 pages as steps. At least this step has 3 pieces, not just one. It's an improvement. Alright, okay. Yep, they just want you to just put this plate in your hand. Okay. I'm excited to just get past this one. I really just wanted this set for one reason, and that was to get that Mr. Freeze. And now that I have, it's now the very fun process of building a 4+ set. I don't think I could possibly do a larger 4+ set than this 63-piece one. I think it would drive me mental. Alright, good. This is... Alright, yay, the little... Oh, it's supposed to go the other way. Okay. Mr. Freeze's little popsicle stand. I don't understand. What's going on in this set? Like, is Batman trying to steal Mr. Freeze's popsicle? Like, he has this little build that has a popsicle right on top of it. Like, what is this? Like, the new Mr. Freeze is cool, But what's going on here? Okay. Um, I don't know. I haven't built any fake Lego sets, so I don't know. Like, I guess like designs that are specifically Lego sets or mock that are turned into fake Lego sets. That's I have a bit more of an issue with, but I don't know, like a building block company that just makes their own designs for things and their bricks happen to be or are just like Lego bricks. I don't probably have that much of an issue with it. But if it was like stealing designs from either Lego or from a mock builder more importantly, that wouldn't be all too keen on this. I think this Batman is new. I think the torso is a new one. Yeah, it definitely is. But so I guess at the moment you get 2 exclusive figures in this set, but I'm assuming this Batman will come in the Arkham Asylum later this year, unless that is based off something else. But yeah, this one will for sure appear in a magazine or some sort of Lego Batman set in the near future, I would assume. Alright. Now time to build the Batmobile. Then I think I'm going to move on to the little Animal Crossing set, and then it's on to the superhero mechs, which have some pretty cool minifigures in them. Definitely excited for them. Speaking of minifigures, the minifigure, this new Spider-Man that comes in the new visual dictionary that just got revealed is a very cool figure and one that I really want. It's a pretty cool one. But there's some good reveals today. That visual dictionary was exciting. The French restaurant facade is certainly an interesting one. I don't remember what the price of that one was, so I have no idea what it is, but it's certainly one I wouldn't mind getting. And then of course the AT-AT pilot helmet, which looks very good. I didn't have a chance to look very in detail on those in-hand pictures, so I'm not, like, I saw a couple gray pieces right at the front of the helmet that had some details on them. I'm hoping that those are prints, more for the fact that they're printed, they would be on gray pieces, which gray stickers are not exactly the best ones. They're almost as bad as the clear ones, so I'm hoping that those pieces right at the front of the helmet are prints, or else it's probably going to affect the whole look of the thing, just because of the color of it's going to be totally off. But I think the Imperial logos on it should be printed just like the TIE Pilot, which that TIE Pilot helmet is stupidly expensive now. Every time I look at the price, it seems like it's $50 more, and I can't believe it, because it was just out for 2 or 3 years. I don't think there was anything really special with its release, and now it's like $300 or $400 sealed for something it's a nice set, but it's certainly not the best one of the wave. Yeah, this is kind of cute. It's not bad. I kind of like it. It's certainly better than Mr. Freeze's popsicle stand, which I don't entirely. I guess they just wanted to give him a side build, and it ended up turning into Mr. Freeze's popsicle stand. Like, if any one of the guys in Gotham is going to have like a popsicle stand, it's going to be Joker luring people and then murdering them. Whereas Mr. Freeze is just, I don't know why he needs a popsicle stand, but it is what it is. Alright. And like that, the Batmobile is done. Oh, you're supposed to attach one of these ice crystals and a little flame at the back. I kind of really like this thing. I'm enjoying these 4+ sets way too much. The City Formula one was really good, and this is really cool. I like this little Batmobile. I partially like this little Batmobile better than some of the full size ones that have come out lately, and that just doesn't feel right, but this is cool. I like this little thing. There is the new little 4+ Batmobile, which feels like the 4th or 5th one of these that's come out in the last few years, because I think there is a 4+ Batmobile in every single 4+ Batman set. Alright, next one. This little one. Stargazing with Celeste, I believe it is, the little owl. Which this is one of multiple pretty cool figures of this lineup of sets. That I must say, out of all the sets I've built for January so far, this lineup of them has some pretty nice minifigures. Oh, wonderful. Some other of these sets need to learn from this and just put everything in the same one step. Yeah. I don't know, it's for like this. I feel like the last few Star Wars 4+ sets have been pretty solid for what they are. The Formula one was pretty good. Like, I think the biggest issue is with 4+ tends to just be that the prices feel really ridiculous for the small piece counts. Now, this Formula one, this one are all like $10 or $15 sets, so they're nothing crazy compared to like the Star Wars ones that seem like they're like $60 sets for less than 100 pieces. And of course there's the N1 Starfighter from January, which is, it's certainly something. But here is the little owl, which that is a cool headpiece. They always seem to really kill it with these figures, and then you've got the arm printing there, the toe printing. Animal Crossing has some pretty amazing minifigures. That's for certain. Alright, where's this little printed part? Just stay down, you instruction manual. Okay. Well, hopefully that's not too critical to the set. It's not too far. I can get it when I need it. I will need it. That's way too large of a part to just be a extra one. Should probably get it now. Alright. Here is the Stargazing Owl. Alright. But yeah, the AT helmet looks very good. I don't know what the price of it is yet. I'm sure it was in like the rumored lists of prices months back, but it's a cool one. I don't know if it's one I want to get day one, especially considering my March 1st Lego orders, even 2 months away, is already like $300 or something like that after buying or pre-ordering the Speed Champions, all the Speed Champions Formula 1 sets. So I don't know if I'll be buying any Star Wars helmets day one, especially like, I don't know, it's not one that I feel like I need right away. And like any sets, it's just, at this point, might as well just wait for them. But I really like these Animal Crossing sets. They're some of my favorite little sets. The houses are really nice. The minifigures are really well done. And the little builds are they're quite nice. I think they do a very good job with them. I was watching a designer interview from the first wave, and I just found it quite interesting. They seem to really take pride in doing some of the builds for it, and it's a nice interview. I liked it. Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one that I feel like I should get before it retires, but of course that won't be for a couple years. But it looks very good. And if that Kylo Ren one comes to fruition, I don't know which one I'm sort of more interested in, because Kylo Ren's helmet, even if I don't entirely love the films that he is in, is a pretty cool helmet from Star Wars. But this one specifically, it looks really nice. So I definitely need to look at the pictures again to see if those gray pieces right at the front are prints or not. Just because that will, at the end of the day, if they're not, really affect the design of it, because it's right at the forehead of the helmet, so it's going to look a bit off if they're stickers. I usually wouldn't care too much about stickers, and in a lot of cases I'm totally fine with them, but gray stickers recently have just been so bad when it comes to their quality, that one that's right at the front of the set, a little bit more concerned about that. This little moon is quite nice. I think it says some. Okay, never mind. I thought it had something about this little chessboard, or no, I guess it's a picnic table of some sorts. Alright. Then it's on to the mechs after this one. I think I'm going to end with the mech that I'm most excited for of the three, and that's Superman, for the one fact that I'm excited for the Superman movie, but also, I said one fact and then I'm going into two, but whatever. Okay, that's the piece I needed. I want to buy any DC set that is not related to Batman, in hopes that maybe the theme will get more than Batman at some point. Yeah, the newest rumor is that the summer set, the one singular summer set, will be a Batman Forever Batmobile, where that was originally a Batcave, which would have been exciting, and now it's another Batmobile. A cool looking one though, but one nonetheless. But this is a nice little set. I don't know which one I like best of these small sets so far, but this one is pretty good. Probably the best minifigure of the bunch so far. But it's a nice one. I like it. Let me see. I think I'm gonna go with the Iron Man and Ultron mech next, which has two quite nice minifigures, especially Ultron, which feels like probably currently I'd say the minifigure of the year. Like it's a nice one. I think it was Sauron last year. I think that was definitely sort of the best one. So I'm interested to see what ends up being the best minifigure of the year. All right. Oh. All right. And that's a lot of extra pieces. There is certainly a lot of little small parts in this one, so there's a bunch of them. All right. There's going to be a lot, with all these small sets, a whole lot of extra parts. All right, halfway through it today, and here it is, the little thing. It's a cute little one. the little moon. All right. Next. I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, it's not. It's certainly not too bad. I don't think any of these really are terribly bad sets. I think, like, of course, these mechs are mostly just for the minifigures. But when they do pretty nice ones, like the minifigures in these 3 mechs, it's hard not to want to get them, especially when they come with 2 figures, which maybe Star Wars could learn from, which would elevate those mechs to a nice level. But this is another Iron Man mech, which don't know if this is number 3 or 4, but it's certainly not the first one. Tea. I do not partake in the drinking of coffee. I can't stand the taste of it, honestly. But yeah, it's just a cup of green tea. Yeah. I sort of have a cup of green tea about once every week, and it usually in the last little while it's just been during the stream, which isn't entirely the best time, I've realized now, to drink a warm drink, because I'm just here building things and talking about it, that I wait too long and it gets too cold. But like, I think last week I had a thing of hot chocolate because it was a pretty cool day, but actually, if anything, today's probably a colder day. What is it outside? It felt cold. Let's see. Oh, that's not as cold as I thought it was. Interesting. Says it's only -5. Honestly, thought it was feeling a little bit colder than that. The wind is definitely making a bit colder today. I think it was like -25 a couple days ago, which was certainly a bit cold. All right. Now this Iron Man's quite nice. I quite like this little one. It's a cool one. I don't know how I feel about the newer helmet piece. It's been a couple years and I still not totally sold on it. But I have had a few more sets recently with it, and I think it's growing on me. But I like this one. The particular design on the helmet fits this helmet quite well. I feel like the earlier suits, like the Mark 2 or 3 to like 10, all sort of work with the better helmet, whereas ones like this definitely, they don't look bad with the new one. But that's Iron Man. And now the big one of this set, which I feel like from what I've seen so far from any minifigures across any themes so far this year, this is probably my favorite, and it is Ultron, the sort of comic book style of Ultron with toe printing, very nice arm printing, and a giant flick-fire missile that is just his accessory. Interesting accessory choice, considering that he can never stand up while holding it, and he's going to be put on stilts as well. That doesn't entirely, I would assume. I guess I can... That's not a good idea. Okay. Oh, there he is. Got him to stand up. Okay, where is this one by one? There it is. what? Stay up. Okay, there we go. Got him to actually stand up. That's, with all the different clear action pieces that the superhero themes use, I don't know why they gave him a giant flick fire missile as an accessory. Like, it's certainly a choice. I don't know if it's... It looks a bit silly, really, that he just has this ginormous laser in his hand. But the Iron Man mech, which surprisingly is my first Iron Man mech. I thought by now, considering how many they've released, I would have one, but I don't even think I've ever built a Hulkbuster, which, considering how many of those there are, also surprises me. Like, I have a decent amount of Iron Man minifigures, but that's also just buying them from Bricklink instead of buying the sets. I think that's sort of what I've been more leaning towards when it comes to superhero sets recently, is more buying just the minifigures off Bricklink after a few months, because the sets themselves aren't exactly the greatest things a lot of times, but then you have ones like these where it's like a $15 set, so might as well just get it and get the 2 minifigures I want, instead of paying probably end up more than that on the 2 minifigures themselves. So can't really go wrong with these mechs if I really want the characters. But one thing about these mechs that I don't entirely love is the new Exo, or not, I have no clue what they call these, the new, oh no, Evo. Of course, introduced for a bunch of the Ninjago sets a few years back. The new joint pieces, they're not as good as the ball joints. They don't have as much posability. And like, for sets that feel like just perfect low play sets, you'd think you'd sort of want the maximum amount of playability. And these joints, you can't move the knees, you can't move the elbows, you can just move the legs and arms back and forth, and I guess you have ankle movement as well. So that's certainly, I don't know, I don't love these joints. I certainly prefer when they use ball joints. Just always think those ball joints are better, and then of course with larger mechs, any sort of posability is nice. Alright. That's the legs to this guy. And then on to the feet, then the arms. And then it's on to a Spider-Man mech, which, just like the Iron Man, is another mech that seems to release every single year. Or about that. I don't even think that's that much of an exaggeration. I'm pretty sure there's been a new Spider-Man mech every year for the last like 4 years. It's a bit ridiculous, really. And then you have other characters that just feel like they could be like the one good thing I like about these, now that they have 2 minifigures, is that you're able to have like a big character like Iron Man or Spider-Man, and then include someone smaller. Now, I don't think Anti-Venom or Ultron are necessarily like small characters, but it's nice that these have 2 minifigures that you can just get someone else. Now, of course, when they go and make one last year for Miles and Venom, and those are your 2 figures, when you have 50 other sets currently on shelves that have those 2 characters, it's a little bit disappointing. But getting Anti-Venom and Ultron, and then of course Lex Luthor and Superman, who are both exclusive to the set, considering that there hasn't been a Superman set in 5 years, that's nice. Okay, geez, the staples on this instruction manual are holding it in very nice. Half the page is ripped off. Alright, I'll get through this step before it just crumbles. So not only are the instruction manuals printed well, the staples can't stay stapled. Nice. Very nice. Alright. But I always like these mech sets. I think they're nice. They're just, I don't know. They're definitely not the most exciting build, but of all sub-themes of different themes, the mechs are not terrible. Especially superheroes, they definitely fit that better than Star Wars, which I would personally just go and do microfighters. I think those fit Star Wars a whole lot better. But I don't think these are overly bad. Honestly, if I was doing anything though with Star Wars for like the small sets, I'd bring back the Planet series, which is one of my favorite Lego sub-themes. I don't think it was extremely popular, but I absolutely love it. And just like my love for Chima, I will continue to do so. I recently, or like I guess since like I've streamed last, which I guess was last week, but like in like the 4 months I wasn't streaming, I was pretty much just buying Lego Chima. I'm getting closer to having every single Lego Chima set, and it will be a collection that I cherish. It is certainly one of my favorite themes. Absolutely love it. I bought a store display recently that was surprisingly a lot cheaper to get than I thought it was going to be. I think I got a pretty good price on it. Now, the issue with those store displays, I have no clue where to put it, which is an issue with all my Lego sets, but at least the thing about these is that they're small, and I'll just take the minifigures from them and put the little small builds in a bin and forget about them. The store display, on the other hand, is ginormous. Absolutely ginormous. So, yeah, that's another thing. Alright. Oh, the little repulsor on his hands. Alright. I will get every Chima set. I'm gonna do it for sure. I also, jeez, what's the theme called? I just had a theme in my head that I kind of wanted to get every set for, and I can't think of it now. But I'm also in the process of trying to get every Toy Story set, which isn't the hardest thing to do. It's not too bad. Alright, next one. This is the Spider-Man mech vs. Anti-Venom, which the disappointing thing about this one is the fact that the mech itself is designed after the PS4 Spider-Man look. The Spider-Man minifigure in it is just a basic Spider-Man, which that sort of sucks. Like it fits because of course Anti-Venom and Venom plays a big role in the game. So of course that's what they sort of are playing on with this set without totally tying into it. Yeah, you just get the basic Spider-Man in this one. Okay. I don't know why there's just like part of the mech printed on the first page of the instruction manual, but sure, don't think that is necessarily meant to be there. The instruction manuals today have been just wonderful. They've been very good. Alright, Well, the only exciting thing about this one is really the fact that it's anti-venom, and the mech itself will be like the exact same as the last 4 or 5 of these, but at least Anti-Venom is a very cool minifigure. Now let's see if Anti-Venom comes with some random accessory that hangs, that is, okay, well, so Ultron got the very long accessory last time. It's Spider-Man this time, with this ginormous web. Why is it so big? It's huge. Now, poor Anti-Venom gets nothing in this set. Like, at least Ultron got the big laser. Spider-Man gets this big web, and then the mech. There's no way I'm getting this thing to stand, though. Yeah, no. This is not... Oh, come on. Nope. This guy's not gonna stand. Okay, come on. Put all my knowledge of structures. I'm gonna bend him back. No. Back, no. This is not, yeah, no. This is not happening. Like, I understand the point of it, because the whole idea of this size web is that you're gonna be able to fit an entire minifigure in it, and that's sort of the point, but it leaves you with this ginormous web piece. That's a bit ridiculous. It's so big. It's just way... Oh wait, no, Venom does get a little thing. He gets this little... Spider-Man gets a whole huge web and a mech, and poor little Anti-Venom gets stuck with this little vine. Poor guy. That's a cool figure, though. Very nice one. I quite like it. Alright, on to the mech. Second last set of the day. Alright. There it is. I guess the next 2 sets are just going to be the same colored set. They're all red and blue. Alright. I really wish this one had a exclusive Spider-Man, though. Would have been really cool to get a PS4 design Spider-Man with this one, because they all obviously thought about it, considering that they put Anti-Venom in the set, and they put a chest emblem on this Spider-Man mech that is very similar to the main suit. Like, it is so close to... Okay, which one? There's so many of these little... Which one is... Oh, there it is. Finally found it. Yeah, that is very similar to the game suit. And then it's just the normal Spider-Man minifigure. But one rumor that came out of this week that I am quite excited for is the Spider-Man apartment. I guess there was actually a bunch of superhero rumors. There was an Oscorp building, which sounds very fun. Would have liked to see that in sort of a modular size that they have done recently, but it's just going to be a play set. But I'm hoping for some like cool characters in it. So that should be exciting. But then also the Spider-Man apartment, which is supposed to connect to the Into the Spider-Verse set from January, which should be pretty cool. I'm assuming like 4 minifigures like the one from January, so hoping for probably Spider-Man, MJ, Peter Parker, and then a villain. I think that's a solid lineup of figures for the set. And then, of course, in September, for Spider-Man, you've got the rumored minifigure series just for Into the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse, or whatever the second movie is called. be quite honest, I do not remember what it was called. I know there's Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. I think it was Across, because I think the one that may never come out, Beyond the Spider-Verse, I believe, is the third one, and I'm pretty sure it was Across the Spider-Verse, because Into the Spider-Verse was definitely the first one, but yeah. Some fun sets from Spider-Man this year, and it seems like there's going to be more, and of course it makes sense, because you've got the animated show on Disney Plus in a week, I think it's next week, is the first few episodes. No, I must say, I'm totally surprised that they didn't make any sets for it. It just seems like something that would be perfect for them to do, because they certainly seem to like making sets and things from those animated Disney Plus shows. So why not Spider-Man, who you already make like 20 sets a year from, but instead they released a mech and a Venom car, when they could have had some like cool characters like Norman Osborn or something in it. But yeah, that's one thing with that Oscorp I'm very excited for, is a new Norman Osborn figure. That is something I'm quite excited for. All right, the little Spider-Man mech is coming together. At least the web piece won't look as weird with the larger mech, but with the minifigure Spider-Man, it definitely looks a bit ridiculous. He's got very thin feet. I do like how they switch up the designs on these mechs, though, depending on the character. Like with the bulkier ones, like War Machine and Iron Man, you have like larger style mech, and then with like Black Panther, Miles, Spider-Man here, you have sort of a skinnier style mech. It's nice. All right, gotta build a second one of these feet for him. Alright. And then it's on to the set I'm probably most excited for. That, I am very excited for the Superman movie later this year. It's not the movie I'm most excited for of the year. That would go to the new Wes Anderson film, which should be, I believe it was sort of originally rumored to potentially be coming out in February, at least at one of the festivals, so maybe that's going to be the case, but very excited for the Superman movie. I'm hoping that they don't seem to be releasing any Superman sets for the movie itself. I'm hoping that, like they're doing with this one, where they include Superman and Lex, next year, considering it's coming out, a cool mech for next year would be Lobo and Supergirl. That would be just amazing. That would be the probably the best one that they could do for next year. Like I don't even think Lobo is like the main villain, but he's a pretty cool looking character. I wouldn't mind another new version of him. And then of course getting new Supergirl would always be a very nice thing. So that is sort of my pick for next year's DC mech, even though everyone knows that it will be another Batman mech, but me being hopeful is going to pick Supergirl with an additional character as the mech for next year. But hopefully by next year the Superman movie actually performs well, and they're like, maybe we should release sets for this new DC universe. And then the floodgates open, and we get so many characters. Probably not Creature Commandos, sadly. I certainly want a G.I. Robot as a minifigure. That will not happen, but it would be cool. I I've only seen an episode of Creature Commandos. I need to finish it. But the Nazi fighting robot was certainly one of my favorite characters in it. So, G.I. Robot was a cool character, and I want that as a minifigure. Sort of like they did tie-in sets with the Suicide Squad, I want the members of the Creature Commandos in some DC sets. Maybe the Arkham Asylum later has... If the Arkham Asylum D2C later this year has some cool, like, Suicide Squad characters, sort of like they put Punisher and Daredevil in the Daily Bugle, they could put, like, King Shark in it, or Peacemaker, or King Shark, or G.I. Robot, or Weasel. I would be so happy. Now, I know for certain that when that Arkham Asylum comes out, there's going to be 2 minifigures in it. Actually, there might be 10. The 2 minifigures are going to be Batman, Joker, Batman in another outfit, Joker, Batman in another outfit of Joker, Batman, and then Joker. And then just keep repeating that. That's going to be the Arkham minifigure lineup, for sure. It is not going, like... I'm not getting my expectations high, because I know that the lineup is just going to be terrible. It's going to be Joker and Batman repeated. But there's the thing about it is that there's been so few DC sets the last few years that if you have an Arkham Asylum, there's just not that many sets that you can repeat figures. Because you've got a set for the Dark Knight, you've got a couple sets for the animated series. If it's just a generic Arkham, you can't include any of those figures. So you have this Batman, and you have... I don't even think Batgirl's still in production. There's not a basic Joker, I don't believe, that's in production. So you have Mr. Freeze and you have Batman that are sort of only the generic minifigures that you can put in an Arkham Asylum. And you'd assume that most of the Arkham minifigures, the villains at least, would be in like Arkham jumpsuits, like they usually are in any of the past Arkhams. So that's the like hopeful thing, is that most of the minifigures have to be exclusive, because there's just so few currently that there's just not many choices. So I'm hoping for a big minifigure lineup, and I'm hoping for something cool like Peacemaker or King Shark or something from one of those R-rated shows or movies that you can't make a set off. Like, they're never going to make a set that has the Suicide Squad in the title. I understand that. But like putting Peacemaker or Rick Flag Sr. or Jr. in a set would be very cool. But yeah. Lego DC tangent over for now. And I haven't even gotten into the DC set today, but yeah. Here is Spider-Man and his 20th mech in the last few years. The web certainly looks a lot better when you actually put it on the mech instead of the minifigure. And now, even though these guys are being supposed to be buddies, we'll just have Iron Man going at it with Spider-Man over here. They'll be doing whatever they want. And then the big laser, Ultron, can just do something. Alright. Last set of the day. Superman mech versus Lex Luthor. Lex is excited for this one. Very, very excited for this one. Yeah. I could care less about the mech itself, but a new Superman and a new Lex. Oh no, this actually might... No. Ultron's definitely the best so far from what I've seen from the year for figures, but this Lex is a nice one. Yeah, this isn't gonna stand up anymore. The one thing that goes against Lex is the fact that you have the same face print that they've been using for 13 years for the figure, so yeah. And Superman, sadly, does not have like his cool swooped hairpiece, which sucks because I'm pretty sure it's still in production because they have used it on Star-Lord, so I think it's out there. But yeah, you just get the swooped hairpiece. And there's no like trunks printed on it, but it's a cool figure. I like this Superman. I really wish they made a minifigure though based off the new movie suit, which I very much like. I like that suit. But you know, I think you can probably see a few similarities to the movie suit, and of course this, even though it's not branded under the movie, this is obviously meant to be a tie-in to the movie. But yeah, Superman. It's been a while. I've missed having this guy in sets, even though, to be quite honest, like, I don't care about Superman. Now, I'm very excited for the movie. But of all, like, DC characters, I don't really care that much for Superman. Batman was always the character that I really liked. Like when in 2008, when the Lego Batman game came out, or 2000, I think it's 8. I think it's 2008. I absolutely loved that Lego Batman game, and that's really what got me into Lego Batman. And Batman as a character would be that game. And yeah, Lex here, Lex Luthor, looks very, very good. The clear armor piece on him is a very cool one. It's a nice figure. I quite like it. He's got some kryptonite, and he's ready to take out Superman. This is of course a very similar figure to the one released in like the one Superman set when in 2012 when the Marvel superheroes first, or the superheroes theme started, where they had all the DC sets, or all the Batman sets, and then you had one Superman set that had Wonder Woman as well. And I think it was kind of cool how they did it, where they had a new hero sort of every year. I think next after that was maybe Aquaman, and then of course you had Green Lantern, the Sinestro set. But it's been a while since they had anything that was not Batman. And the thing that sucks is like the last thing that really didn't have Batman as like a big character was the minifigure series from 2020, which I don't think sold well because no stores were open, so no one was just buying the figures because no one could really feel them, scan them. All you could do was just order the figures, and I don't think people really were interested in just ordering a bunch of figures, so you might as well just go buy them on Bricklink and get a whole set that way instead of just buying mystery ones pretty much. So that probably didn't exactly help, but yeah. But I like that series. That minifigure series was definitely one of my favorites in recent memory. I have the full series, and I quite like it. Even though I need to get a new version of that Superman, because the one I have is a bit of a misprint, and it just has this thick red line right in the middle of the torso. It just goes right across the torso, so it sort of affects the look of the figure. And that's one of, I don't even know if it really counts as a misprint. It's definitely sort of is, but it's, I don't know. My biggest misprint that I think I've ever gotten was I got one for the Clone Wars Ahsoka that released a few years back, um, where the printing on the Leku piece is just totally thrown off. Um, but yeah, Lex is quite nice, very very nice. I wouldn't mind a new face print for Lex though. That's something, considering that it's been 13 years. Wouldn't mind one of those, but other than that, it's a pretty it's a very solid figure. Quite happy with it. The clear armor piece is very cool. I'm quite excited to see Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor this summer. I enjoyed seeing him in Nosferatu a few weeks back. One thing about that movie that I felt like it was just, the story itself was so similar to the original 1922 film. But I thought it was pretty much, I thought, better in every way. Now, of course, you'd sort of expect that, considering that it's 100 years old at this point. You'd sort of expect that they'd be able to make something better, and it was. It was very very good. Definitely not like it's considered like a horror film. I'm not big into horror, but it's not for sure a very scary film. I guess, I don't know. Like, I guess the vampire itself is sort of a bit gruesome looking, like he's decaying pretty much. So I don't know. There's certain moments that have a bit of frightening aspects to them, but like it's not some sort of jump scary type of horror film, which I appreciated. I just enjoyed the film for its sort of slow horror in a way, and it was shot beautifully, which I all expected from Robert Eggers, who is one of my favorite filmmakers right now. I think he does some amazing stuff with his last few things. Like, I think he has some of the best looking movies that aren't like Wes Anderson in the last few years. So, yeah. I like, there was a shot in the trailer for the film, like it was one of the first shots, and it was just this. It was just like the camera was just heading down this bridge right towards this door, and it just opened up. And like the moment I saw that shot, I needed to see the movie, and it definitely didn't disappoint me at all. I did enjoy the 1922 film. It was like, it's a little bit silly in points, I think. Like, the vampire itself looks a bit, I don't know, it looks like just a normal guy with, I guess, some like sharp teeth. But I enjoyed it. I like it's a silent film. It's probably not like for everyone, but I enjoyed it. Um, I thought it was I thought it was quite good, and I could yeah, I was quite pleased that I watched it. But yeah. Speaking of film, I'm quite excited for now. I spent probably 4 or 5 minutes just talking about it in this week's vlog, yesterday as well as today. The Oscar nominations from yesterday, quite pleased about it. There's really nothing there that I was disappointed by. Nosferatu getting in there for like all the technical categories that I really wanted it to. And then one that I was sort of really hopeful for, and it happened, was Sebastian Stan getting nominated for Best Actor for The Apprentice, which I didn't really care which film of the two he was going to get nominated for, whether it be The Apprentice or A Different Man. But I'm sort of surprised that they went for The Apprentice, considering that A Different Man won him the Golden Globe, but they went for the other one he was in. But yeah, I enjoyed both films, and I was hoping for a nomination for him, and he got it. So quite pleased about that. I think that was sort of the only award that I was like, I kind of really want to see this nomination happen, and it happened. So happy with that. But yeah, I just got those two films on Blu-ray actually, A Different Man as well as The Apprentice. So I'll probably give those maybe a rewatch at some point. But I enjoyed both of them, and excited to see him in Thunderbolts later this year. I always like seeing Bucky Barnes. Definitely one of my favorite Marvel characters. So whenever he shows up, I quite like it. But I'm it's gonna be really funny now that they can just, the next Thunderbolts trailer, which I'm assuming will come out around the time that Captain America comes out. It's gonna be really funny. You're just watching the trailer, and they'll have like the normal title screens, and then you'll now be able to include Sebastian Stan Academy Award nominee, which is always, I don't know. I could care less about those title screens when they put them in the movies. They can now do it, and I'm sure they will. Which they're all right. I enjoyed them. It's not like, if I've seen, for 2024 movies, I think I've seen about 70, I think. And Dune 2 is definitely not in like my top 10. So I wouldn't have put that in Best Picture. But I've enjoyed them. I like Timothée Chalamet, but I think A Complete Unknown is sort of my favorite of his films this year. But I also, like, going into The Complete Unknown, like, I've never read Dune or watched the original Dune, but I like listening to Bob Dylan. So, of course, I was sort of interested and wanted to see the Bob Dylan movie, and naturally enjoyed the Bob Dylan movie. And yeah, but I want to get the Dune Lego set. Don't know when that retires, or if it's already retired. But I wouldn't mind getting it. There's also one of my favorite custom minifigure makers, designers, printers. I don't know what their title would be, but they recently released a couple Dune figures. Now, they make a lot of Star Wars figures, which are some of my favorite custom minifigures that I own. They're light customs. They're one of my favorites. The thing about them that I really like is the fact that the designs for the figures, even though they're detailed, are in line with Lego designs, whereas you have custom minifigures that have the 3D printing or 360 printing, and it's like they're like action figures almost, whereas these customs are very in line with Lego's design standards, and they look like a Lego minifigure, and they're just like different characters that you wouldn't get as a Lego figure. But they just released 2 Dune figures not that long ago. One for, I don't even remember the name of the character, even though he was my favorite in Dune 2. Whoever Austin Butler plays, they just released that, and then Paul Atreides as well. But And soon they have a DC wave coming out, which I definitely want to get because there's a booster gold coming out that I would really, really like. But that is the 6 sets from today. But yeah, that orthocopter? I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't know. It's a cool set. The function of it and how you can just push down on it and keep on pushing, and it actually like flaps the wings. It looks really, really quite impressive. Here we go. But yeah, he was definitely my favorite part of Dune 2, so I want that figure of him. And I think if I can get that one, I might as well just get Paul to go with it. Yeah. So I think that's about it. But one thing I did want to check, now considering it's the end of the stream, I'm going to do it. It's going to totally mess up the quality of the stream because I'm opening pictures and everything like that. But I thought I'd check out images of the new AT-AT helmet to see if those sugar, that's not good. That is not ideal. Those gray pieces at the top of the helmet are stickers. Oof. Oh, sugar, that's not good. There's more gray pieces that are stickers lower on the helmet. Now, it looks great in these lifestyle images. It really does. It's a great looking helmet. It's perfectly shaped. I don't know about that. How much is it? 70 US? Alright, that seems reasonable. Yeah. So the gray pieces at the front of the helmet are stickers. Ooh. At least the Imperial bits are prints, but yeah. Like, I wouldn't care if it was on any other color, I wouldn't care as much, but I just know that those prints on gray stickers or the gray pieces with stickers just don't look good. Now I think dark bluish gray is even worse, but yeah. It might be one of the best looking helmets out of the line, but when you get that set in hand, those stickers are gonna look bad. That's kind of disappointing. Alright, well I think that's it for today. A lot of rambling about potential DC sets, and then custom minifigures. I could do a whole stream just talking about all my custom minifigures. Won't do that today. Plus the minifigure that I have so much of at this point, the collection keeps on growing, is custom Padmes. It's my favorite line of custom minifigures. I have probably about 10 to 20 of them. And that's only like a third of her outfits. So, at someday I'll have every outfit that Padme's made in LEGO minifigures, because LEGO seems to refuse to make any, but I certainly have quite a few Padmes. And, yeah. That's that. Fun minifigures today. Some good little sets. It was a good one. So next week, because I still have this here and I haven't moved it, is going to be this one. The little panda with the big panda, which will be a fun creator set to put together. And then, now what does that take? Alright, that's the 31st, so there's still a month. I need to find a month to fill of sets for streams. I was hoping it was getting closer to March 1st, because March 1st, well, I have the easy streams of, ooh, yo, whoa, that's That's a lot of blurry. Um, the Speed Champions, Formula One. I don't know how I'm gonna split that up. Like, part of me thinks I just build all 10 of the cars in one stream. That's as much as I keep on saying that they're very different in design, and they are, like the side pod designs are really different, the stickers are all different. I think if I build all 10 of those in one stream, I'm gonna go mental because they're gonna be like the exact same set 10 times, and it's plus they're like 300 pieces each, so it'd be here for a little bit. But that's the stream for today. Next stream, maybe, considering that that set is smaller than the last few streams. Actually, is it? Oh, it's bigger. Never mind. It's the biggest set of the streams. Never mind. I was thinking I'd show off some custom minifigures, considering that I wouldn't shut up about them for the last 20 minutes. But I'll wait until I get, hopefully, those Dune figures, as well as those DC ones, as well as a new wave of Star Wars ones in the next little while. But yeah, that's that. Oh, I just forgot. I just got a new package of custom minifigures that's pretty cool. A new Count Dooku and a few others. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call that it for today on this stream, building some decent sets. I think my favorite... No, I can't. No, okay. This is my favorite of the day. I'm looking at it, and to be quite honest, it might just be... I love this little Batmobile. This little Batmobile is better than these 3 mechs. The minifigures from the mechs are amazing. But I love this little Batmobile. And this might be my favorite of the day. But I can't say that a 4+ set is my favorite of 6 sets from today, but it's way... It's so cute. I love it. It's such a little thing. It's fun. Yeah, the Animal Crossing set, though, is probably my favorite. But I can't say that a 4+ set is my favorite. No. Can't do it. But it might be. It is, yeah. It is, yep, it's my favorite. The Yoshi set's cool, too. The mechs have nice figures. Who cares about the mech builds, but... That'll be that for today. See you next week, which should be around the same time building this panda. I'm hoping that at some point I can move one of these streams to maybe a Monday or potentially a Wednesday. Definitely not a Tuesday or a Thursday. That won't be happening. But maybe at some point one of these will move to a Tuesday, or not a Tuesday, Monday or Wednesday. No, I am thinking of doing a stream. I don't know, I need to figure out the logistics of it and see if it would actually work and if the stream would actually run, because I'd be running too many software that the stream itself would probably crash. But I was thinking of doing a stream pretty much designing, like I just released that Wes Anderson series, I'm working on the Lord of the Rings right now. I'm thinking of doing a stream for a couple hours designing those figures on stream, getting that back and forth. This design might work, this might not. So that was sort of another thing that was sort of on my mind, even though I've realized I could probably do build streams for the next 10 years each week for the amount of sets I have sealed, so I probably should start breaking into those. But I think that would be sort of a fun one to do. And maybe even design a building while doing it. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun. You know, I should just make my own course. This is how you use Revit, and here's how to design buildings. I should do that. But no, I don't know. I'd need to figure it out and sort of run a test stream to see if it could actually run properly and if I could hook everything up properly. But I'll see. I don't think it's one that I want to do in like a couple weeks, but I will work on that, and I think it's a stream I'd like to do. So that is on the list of streams, but for now, I've got that Panda, got the Formula One sets coming up, and that's gonna figure something else out, but have probably way too many sets that I could choose from to build. Um, I've stupidly been buying a bunch of old Star Wars sets somewhat recently, and I'm kind of getting close to owning every 1999 Star Wars set. So, you know, building every 1999 Star Wars set in one stream is an option. Financially, not the best idea to be opening $500 sets, but who knows? But that's it for the stream. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. And the next vlog will be this Monday. Wednesday will probably be a Formula One review. And the Friday, or no, Friday would be this stream. The Saturday will be something. Who knows? I don't know what it is. It'll be something though. That's that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.